Verdun in northern France, northeastern France, and the Battle of the Somme is to the British the key battle, the key memory from the First World War. Verdun is the same for the French, and I'm coming up to the Douaumont Ossuary. Actually, before that, just here on the left, I'm not stopping. It's the Trench of Bayonets, the Trench of Bayonets. It's a mythical story, to a certain extent, of French soldiers that were killed in their trenches, standing up, and the only thing left visible were the bayonets sticking out of the ground. So there is a memorial based on that story. Anyway, Douaumont. This is probably the wrong word to use, the premier French cemetery and memorial in France. There's various memorials all over the place here. I'll turn up into the main ossuary, which was covered in scaffolding when I came here before. Actually, you're going straight into the sun, so I don't know what you can see. But it looks fantastic. I think for the third time I'm too late to actually go inside. So that's to the right is the ossuary, which is the memorial to the remains of the soldiers that didn't have a grave. Yeah, it's closed. One of these days I'll get here and it'll be open. It's certainly looking in good condition. It was being renovated when I was here about 4 years ago. And I'm going to do a bit of a loop, and the next thing to look at is to look left. Just before I do that, there are various memorials around this site. I can't name them. That one looks... Israeli memorial. The one thing you can't see looking straight ahead, unless you caught it out of the side of the camera, is the massive French cemetery to the below the ossuary. If I turn it left, let me see, can you see any of it? Just check there's no cars coming. What can you see? Can't see much. Okay, that's not such a good idea. Well, take my word for it. Everything to the left is a French cemetery. There's the steps leading up to it. Peekaboo, peekaboo. Thank you, miss. You could have been looking up there to help your friend. But she's doing her phone, so she's hanging on. There you go, there's a bit of symmetry. Here's a nice memorial coming up to Muslims. Left. There are so many memorials here, it's you get neck strain. I'm going to turn the video off now. That was just really to look at the primary memorial here in Douaumont, which is the area north of Verdun, which is where all the battles took place. This road leads to Fort Douaumont. I think slightly to the southeast is Fort Douaumont. They are open to the public and they're well worth going to. Oh, quick. There's loads of trenches still left here. You can just see them in the trees, perhaps. People are asked not to damage them unless the tourists have stopped here, because there's more on the right. Let me slow down. Okay, so these forts were part of a barrier to stop the Germans. And in a way the Somme was a battle to relieve the pressure of the German attack on here. And the Germans' objective was to basically throw more Germans at this than they could, in the hope that it would kill more French. And the more they attacked here, the more they knew the French would defend it, so therefore the more French would die. Incredible strategy. Anyway, this is Fort Douaumont. It doesn't look very good from here, but it is pretty impressive. This is on top of Douaumont, the fort I should say. There's various objects sticking out of the top. There's one there, and that's a rising viewing platform. And this is a fixed one. It looks very, very intimidating. Around the edges, you wouldn't be able to see here, but there's various outhouses and buildings built into the banks on the side, as well as underneath. It's the main part of the fort, which you can visit. So it's a massive complex. There's a couple of guys walking across there. You can just get the scale. It's probably a good couple of soccer pitches. Or football pitches, as we would say in England. And finally, eventually, get to what the point of it is, which is as a cannon. My opinion is a bit naff, considering the amount of effort that goes into it below ground. I think these were added, because when it sits down properly, they're flush with the concrete, and I think the problem before was that it's very easy to put a grenade or something down there. Anyway, move on. It's another observation point, but somebody's really tried to get at this one. All the concrete reinforcement is showing. Admittedly, this is very, very old, but this is a bit more like it. This is another rising aperture, for want of another word, much bigger than the previous one, and this time, I mean, that's a good 7 inches wide. Diameter is probably about 5 metres. Now that took some lifting. I've walked across the entire top now, so that's towards the entrance again. Just looking at this helmet, alien helmet for want of a better word. You can see where it's been hit quite badly. There's some big scars there. There's a big couple of dents in there. There's a very good couple of holes here. This one's actually split it. Look. I can't feel the bottom of that one, and that one as well. I don't know what would have done that. And then on the top there's a very interesting pattern. Looks like something's hit it there. What's all this? Don't know. Either way, it's hardly dented. One piece of advice when looking at this sort of stuff. I did the rather stupid thing, I walked onto it here. Safe enough. I was busy looking at and pointing out all the little holes in here and all all the rest of it. You know, isn't that impressive? And then if I stopped filming, I suddenly realised that there was a, what's that, 8 metre drop. Dumbo. There's a couple of people on top. There's various bits looking out. I don't know if they exist on the other side. I've never walked around the edge of the fort. It's always been, I don't know if it's been out of bounds sort of thing. There's loads of viewing points. I do vaguely remember there being barracks of some sort. So maybe there's some paths into that. Most of it's pitch black, or at least artificially lit, because it goes on miles in there. A couple of people leaving. This is a massive, massive structure. And if I remember correctly, kind of pointless because the Germans got in it really quickly. I think one guy got in or something like that, snuck in, and he captured it. That might be Fort Vaux, I'll have to check, but even so, you got to laugh sometimes. I expect that that's some entrance. Leads off tunnel somewhere. I don't know where that goes to actually. Forgot to point out, similar to, if you've ever been to Point du Hoc in France, the site has been left as it was and just left to naturally grass over, so the craters weren't filled in and so on. So it's the same here. This was under constant attack, artillery attack I'm talking about. And you can see the ground is just rolling all over the place.